So when you're playing drums, it's super important to figure out how to sit properly, um, because you are using your feet. So normally when you're just sitting at a desk or whatever, you can sit and you can use your feet to kind of balance yourself, right? But when you're playing drums, your feet are actually supposed to be uh, playing, right, the hi-hat and the bass drum, and not helping you balance. So the balance actually has to be in your core. And this is huge. This is going to change everything for you if you've been balancing using your feet while playing drums. So drum stools are usually like pretty small, like the regular cheaper ones, right? And it depends on who you are. You know, like I'm small, so these cheap stools, they work for me. Although obviously they're not comfortable. But one of the important things is to actually realize like where to put the weight of your torso um, on the stool. Let's say, like, considering, I don't know, whatever the size of your butt. Let's just, you know. So what you want to do probably is you want to sit up as straight as possible, and you just want to kind of like lift your legs from the pedals and kind of just use, like, feel where it would be for you to be balanced without putting your feet on the ground. That's going to be super hard, right? But that's going to make you realize that actually, yeah, you probably are using your feet to balance yourself sitting. And that's going to affect your time, the way that you play the bass drum, like the dynamics of the bass drum, the dynamics of the hi-hat, the cleanliness of the hi-hat, all those things. So it's super important for you to just do this exercise and realize, like, where is your torso actually balanced on the stool, and how is your butt sitting on the stool, because you want to make sure also that you're not sitting too far back and limiting the movement of your leg, right? That happens to me because I can sit pretty far back on the stool. The stool is pretty big for me. And then I kind of limit my movement here, right? Depending on how high I'm sitting as well. That limits my bass drum movement, and it's actually uncomfortable. So I have to sit a little bit closer, not on the edge of the stool, not like you're a piano player, but somewhere in the middle. And you have to find this for yourself because it's going to be different for everyone. And what you're going to realize when you find this balance spot is that your legs feel lighter, which is going to allow you to have more control, and it's going to allow you to play faster without affecting your groove, right? So it's super important. Dave Weckl has a really good DVD. I think it's from the 80s. It's called Back to Basics. It's like one of his first DVDs, I think. And in Back to Basics, he mentions your posture and how you sit. And he kind of starts with just himself sitting, and he builds the kit around him. You know, like he kind of teaches you how to set up your drum set so it actually is working for you. And these things are super important. These things are something that you really need to get into and figure out for yourself. For me, because I started playing drums when I was 10 years old, my problem was that I was always too small for all the drum sets I was playing. So for me, setting up things so that they're close enough and so that I'm not reaching, that was always a problem. So I think because of that, I had developed some bad habits. And then, like, now I'm a small adult, so for me it's still hard to play like full-size kits and stuff because it's a little bit hard to like get everything close enough and comfortable. But learning how to sit properly has definitely opened my eyes to like how to set up my drums and how to use my feet properly. Also, yeah, like when you're sitting and you're using your feet, they should just be like this, right? Like you're using your wrists like this, it's kind of the same thing that you should be doing with your feet, right? Although, of course, like more is involved here because you're not just using your ankle like this. You're using kind of like the whole system here, the whole leg. Ideally from like the knee, right? And a lot of people say you have to pretend that there's like a string attached to your knees and you're kind of like a puppet. And everything is happening here, focused here, supported here. And then yeah, everything down there is like relaxed. And I play heel down if you want to know the techniques, because heel down also gives me more control. Because if I'm on my tippy toes, I don't really have control, right? Actually, the hi-hat I play heel up to get crisp sounds. That's kind of the traditional, I think, jazz hi-hat technique is heel up. But for the bass drum, it's heel down, and you have more control, right? You kind of feel the pedal, and you kind of can feel the doubles, the whatever rhythm you're trying to play with the bass drum. It helps to have your heel down and just control that. And it's way easier to control dynamics heel down. And that's super important. That's something now that I would like to dive into with the hi-hat, because I'm used to just hammering out 2 and 4, right, in jazz. But then when you get into different rhythms, you also want to be able to control the dynamics of the hi-hat. So now I'm trying to like find the technique. But regardless, figure out where you're supposed to be sitting. This is super important. And make sure that your feet, just the same as your wrists, are free to play, basically. They should not be used for balance. They should be used for playing. And that seems straightforward, but a lot of us don't actually do that. Yeah, no playing in this one, but I hope you find this helpful, because this really changes the way you approach playing and the way that you feel groove and time. It's going to really help you. So take time to figure this out.